I've been on the Camino De Santiago now, Portuguese route, for 16 days. And the last 10 days or so have been north of Porto. The area around Porto had a lot of ugly areas that just too much highway, no shoulder, dangerous, and so on. I'm getting near Spain now, by the way. That's Spain over my left shoulder across this river. Generally it went okay, except I had a pain in my gut for low level for several days and then developed into diarrhea and had to lay out for 3 days. All I can figure is that it was from drinking bad tap water. No other explanation. Another German friend of mine has a similar problem. We both figure it was the tap water because we weren't sharing any meals or anything. I took an Imodium and that stopped it. When I got to the Atlantic and some trail along the beach, it wasn't quite as nice as I thought it might be because it was very cold and windy. I mean, very cold, but like 60 degrees, but with a wind blowing 10-15 miles per hour. It was cold, and there were very few people that got in the water at all. I was along the beach for 3 or 4 days, and generally it went very well. No major problems on this trip. A few, well, actually last night I had the window open. We had a room for 7 in the hostel. I had the window open at about half an inch for some ventilation in the evening, and another guy in the room was very concerned about that half-inch gap, and we had a discussion about it, and I lost, but I tried. He slammed the window shut, but I told him, and I don't know if he understood me because he speaks Chinese, but I told him, that's okay, later, I'll open the window later when it gets hot in here, which I did, and I think we needed it. I did stay at one hostel that I found out after I booked it was in I guess an old monastery or something above town with a cathedral up there. There were 700 steps to climb to get to it. If I had known that, I would have tried to book a place in the town, but anyway, I got up there, very nice, but not really sure it was worth the walk. The convent or monastery with a cathedral above the city with 700 steps to it is in the town of Viana do Castelo. And I have a view from the hostel down on the city. And there's also a view of the cathedral at the top of the hill where the hostel is located. Not really recommending it, but just letting you know. There was a German sub intentionally scuttled by the Germans here right at the end of World War II, right after the war ended, to prevent it from falling into the hands of the Russians. The Germans sank that sub off the coast. In the town of Vila do Conde, there's a long aqueduct. It's not super old, it's not Roman, it's much newer than that. It's 400 years old, not like 1,000 years old, but it's long and beautiful, excellent condition. There are quite a few windmills along the coast. No longer have their fabric on them, but it's a lot of high wind along the beach, so it's an excellent location for windmills. There are still cigarette machines in many places here. When one of the other guys got sick, like I mentioned, he asked me to buy him some cigarettes, so I did. 2 packs about $13 for 2 packs of cigarettes. So I remember back, in North Carolina, it would have been about less than $1 for 2 packs several years ago. There's a photo of the youngest pilgrim that I saw. Looks like, I guess she's maybe 3, walking right along very nicely in the morning. And I see that her dad has a stroller for her, a nice off-road style stroller if she gets tired. Several people were surf fishing, and like maybe one every 100 yards, not super crowded, but it looked like a beautiful Saturday morning to get out and do surf fishing. And there is a photo of the succulents in bloom. They're all in bloom, very pretty. And a view of Spain in the background. The town where I stayed for 3 nights while I was sick is called Villa Praia de Ancora. And there's this photo of the church with flowers. Very pretty. And the beach. The hostel was right on the beach. And right now I'm walking up the hill here to my hostel for tonight, which looks like a very pretty old road. And I was told they will be serving dinner to us in the hostel, so we'll not need to go out anywhere for dinner. And here we are arriving at the hostel for tonight. Casa Gwendolyn. Looks super nice. Lots of flowers. Yes, this area in the north of Portugal is really pretty, very green, very green. And this is the region of Galicia in Spain here. It's also very green. So it should be very pretty, lots of fruit trees, flowers, everything quite nice. So, buen camino.